The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The webinar will begin shortly. Please remain on the line. The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon. How you doing today? A lot of things to talk about, a lot to do, and guess what? It seems like the world's against us sometimes. But you know what? If we're tenacious and we keep beating it, we can get through it. All right? All right. Hi, John. How you doing? All right. You're welcome for being invited to this, and all these other people here too, from Richard to Eric to Denise to Mike, on and on and on. And even Lewis is here. Now, is it easy? No. Would I ever tell you it's easy? Heck no. Let's understand. I don't have a magic wand. I got two of you. You were pissed off at me. Now you come back and realize, well, you couldn't do what you wanted anyway. You see, I want to pop credit as fast as possible. As an affiliate, I get a little fee. But I don't do it for the money anyway. That just goes to pay the bills at the office. So understand, no pictures, no recording. It's what it says. FBI rules, give my disclosure. Then I'm going to say take a picture of certain pages anyway. So let's understand something. To repackage you. You see, what I look at is how old are you? Let's look at your age. Let's look at what you went through your past. Past, present, future, good, bad, and ugly. Tax lien, bankruptcy, whatever it might be. I believe we can repackage anybody. That's the goal. So let's understand. To be the millionaire? No. I knew when I was a little boy I didn't want to be a millionaire as a person because I kept watching people complaining about taxes. Ever since I was a little kid, everybody complains about taxes. Well, we got to pay tax. But I just want to pay as much as I have to. See, every rich and famous person pays tax, property tax, that fire, police, road, school. Okay, we get the write-off anyway. But the reality is, as we receive income, money that we made, it's taxed. Corporations are only taxed when they make a profit. Tax, no tax. Which should I pick? Should I let the asset get to the corporation or through me? So understand, there's a lot of things to learn. And that's the ultimate go about foundation and structure. All I know is I watch the grown-ups talk, watching a poker game, and it's like I just thought they were just crazy. They're all talking and bragging about this and that. It's like they never connected the dots. Foundation to me is a corporation. Yes, that makes sense. It's a legal person. The law says that. Supreme Court, corporation's a legal person. But the problem is the corporation scares me. I got named in a lawsuit when I was 12 and a half years old. It scared the crap out of me because the corporation's on the Secretary of State's website. So that means if they sue the corp, they would sue you. That's no good. That's why people talk about LSEC, Corp, S Corp. I don't care what type of corporation you get, as long as you have one with divisions. There's one guy I love the fact I watched him the other day, ripped 3 people apart on TikTok. This other ding dong says, in an LLC, you don't have to give any credit. You get all your stop. This guy called him out, which is good because that's just a bunch of crap. We have to understand how to play the game. You have to be this first CFO. You have no choice. Corporation's a legal person. What about the credit reports? So if we look at this and write down today's date, I'm always wanting to dissect, tear things apart, and put it together like Humpty Dumpty. See, I believe you do it wrong. I believe you follow ducks and sheep, and the reality is you do the same thing they did, which they were doing wrong anyway. And what happens is you kind of get screwed up and follow through the rabbit hole. I'm always going to tell you to dissect yourself. If we could sit there today, all right, and I used to have these what's called round tables, and get all the clients in this group or something sitting there, and I would tear your life apart. In other words, your assets, what do you have, what credit you have, this and that. It's like today, if you have Symphony Bank on a creditor, all right, if you went through Symphony Bank online, you can find out who they fund. If you got one, you can go get the rest of them if you know how to connect the dots. If I could look at Chase, we look at it, the Freedom Card is Sapphire. Well, there's no interest rate for 18 months. Then we go look at the Ink Card. It's like all these are great, but how do they work? The problem is the lack of knowledge. And what I find people doing is jacking up credit, drop the score, can't get any more kind of thing. That makes no sense to me. I call it stupid. These don't fluctuate. So maintain these and put these in front of it, then I don't have to worry about my 750 score. My credit is boring. It literally is. It maintains an 841 to 842. My wife maintains an 841 to an 843, beats me by 1 point every once in a while. And she loves saying, hey, you're the godfather of credit. Look at you. She likes to give me a bad time. That's what a wife's supposed to do anyway. So it's like the coaching programs. knowing how to connect the dots, not easy. The biggest problem is the list, okay? Every time I want to get something done, I had to make a list. I want the car. Okay, that sounds good. What do? Do I go to the dealership and play and get sweated for? No. I say I want the car at fleet price, tax ID division. What are the rules and tools? What are the steps? I want the house. Is that house for me, corporation, or division? I want the fourplex. I want the duplex. I want the apartment complex. All of this is like friggin' crazy. Because why? It takes a list. Without it, you can't get there. And the reality is, a lot of people, they listen to other people, they get confused. And then a lot of times they always come back anyway and say, Ray, how do you really do it? See, they find out that I'm not fully, you know what, and there are other people really, they don't know little pieces. If you don't have the full puzzle, why are you telling people anything? So it's like, what is your goal? I mean, the bottom line is you have ideas, okay? You're highly intelligent. You want to do this and that, sounds great. I don't believe you can achieve your goal no matter what you want until you have the income. When I started financial freedom, cash flow free of my time, in my book 47 years ago, it was very simple. Creating an income. I mean, I got lucky while I was being used and abused. I paid attention. I brought in my first million at 14 and a half, so I understand how to make money, and then I wanted to hoard it. So I don't want to turn it loose. I don't want anybody to have it. It's mine. But then you have to spend it. But then you leverage it. Then you lose the credit. Then you do this. Like, damn, what do we really do? Well, I look at it this way. For me, I've been looking in the mirror since I was a little boy. I had no choice. I didn't get a mommy and a daddy, and that's just life, okay? So I'd look in the mirror every morning, get up at my 2:25, get to my knees, say, thank you, Jesus, for another day. I always say thank you for yesterday, today, and tomorrow, forgiveness too. That's my little saying to myself. Then I go look in the mirror. The only thing I can do is look at my mirror because I have to be responsible for me. Being responsible for myself, that's the key. It's like a corporation being a legal person, okay, but actually, what does that really mean for me? Okay, if it can get sued, I can get sued. It's like yesterday, what did you do? What did you do yesterday to get towards your first million? The first million is the hardest thing you ever do. Second and third is not as hard. But what did you do yesterday to get there? There's the problem. It's like every Monday at 6:12 in the morning, I get this list. See, I dissect things a little different than most people do. I look at the repo list for cars, boats, houses, apartment complex, duplex. See, I start taking boats and getting them. The reason I had 3 yachts, I always had one of them I leased out on the weekends. I got to the point I'm making $5,000 to $10,000 every weekend leasing out boats. Okay, people want to rent a yacht, and if they want to hire a captain, I had captains on payroll too. Why not? Everybody wants to go on a yacht, feel like they're with millions and billions, right? So I started a little business doing that. That was fun. Then the house, the apartment complex, the duplex. It's like the repo list. Now, unfortunately, people get divorced. There's a divorce list that comes out every Monday as well. Why do I look at that list? Because they don't like each other anymore. And they want to sell and get the money and get the assets, and they want to go away. Well, I've actually saved some marriages. My wife says, honey, you talk too much sometimes. Well, they loved each other. Come on, I mean, let's figure it out. But again, if I can find out on the house that they want to sell, they kept it up pretty good. I created something, assignment of equity, assignment of asset. I can get them to agree to an escrow. Then I can use their equity as leverage to buy their own house and pay them off. See, I don't do things like normal people do. Why would I do that? I don't want to be you. Sorry. I'm one of the few. I'm not one of the many. I've been saying that since a little kid. I'm one of the what? Few. I'm not one of the many. When I went to go work for Steve Jobs, I didn't send him a resume to Apple. I sent it FedEx Express to his home. It said personal and private. Okay, sent it to his office. I did this for a week straight. He calls me on a Sunday and says, anybody's got the, what's to do this, you're hired. Okay. I did the same through IBM and Boeing. Why would I be like anybody else? I mean, that's just boring to me. So it's like the bankruptcy list. I don't understand why people file bankruptcy don't seal their record. That's a federal transaction. That's Federal Protection Act. Had nothing to do with personal credit. That's state, and that's all silly stuff. You can seal your record, so insure up your credit. I don't want to stand stupid. I'm sorry, I don't want people to feel bad, but the reality is they didn't get off their butts to do something. And the problem is they want to partner with me. I want to make sure they basically cover their assets everywhere they can. Bankruptcy list. I've been buying things at wholesale price since I was a little kid. I got in trouble, at least one of the newspapers put me down for using OPM. When I started OPM, I was using the vendor's credit, the carpet, the paint, and everything else in the wood to fix our properties. And I was probably bragging that I didn't have to pay for anything and the escrow would pay it off. I wasn't trying to really brag about it. I was just trying to explain this is what I'm doing so I don't have to use my money. I didn't have any money. I only had credit. Credit made sense. So buying a wholesale price and, supplying that open account made sense. So it's like anything that we do. I mean, the thing for you is these are must-have things. I mean, if we're really going to get where we want to go, okay, and you want to be one of that 1%ers, let's change that to 99%ers. What our goal is to understand how to play the game. We need a corporation with cash credit. We have to. We need divisions with cash credit. Because if a corporation does business and it gets sued, it's screwed. So are you. It's like, division, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate the way I designed it. The book for the money, checkbook money, all right, vendor money, supply money. All of these things are we must have to get to where we want to go. If not, you're doing a half-assed job. And that's what most people do. They do a bad job and they just kind of guess at things and screw it up. And that's no fun. Each corporation or division should literally get to $100,000 to $1 million. Your goal should be income. It should be $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. If the money's coming in, no matter where it comes from, legitimately, of course, then you get to free up your time. You get to decide what you really want to do. Never stop pushing ahead until you get to it's done. All right, it's like I don't stop. I will go after something and I'll never give up. By the time you look back, you have about a $10 million company. And that's the goal. Is it going to happen overnight? No. I've had clients that have gotten $1 million of credit in 6 months, 9 months, 2 years, 3 years. It depends how much they're screwed up. Free Ray, Ricky, Dickie, Ross had nothing screwed up. He just came out of prison. All I had to do is add my credit history and pop, 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 pop. Thomas, he was in prison for 26 years. Nothing to rebuild. No mess to straighten up. I just started over. All right, it's just like a division of me starting over. It makes more sense. A division of me allows me to build up, and away. But again, I don't like using my credit to guarantee anything. I got to a point that the corporation stands on its own 2 feet. So I would say, the problem is you. Don't think, just do. I've been saying that for almost forever I can think of. So let's understand. One of the things that made me go after other states is my first 4 daughters. One's in Las Vegas, one's in Arizona, 2 are in Texas. They're all over the place. All right. See, my kids are highly educated. All right. Anywhere from PhDs to masters and all kinds of stuff. And they got my brain. I'll just say the truth. They got my brain. My son's already skipped 3 grades and he's only 11, going to 11. So what I notice is properties. I never still stay just in where I'm living, like in California. I want to look at other cities and states. The way we get to play the game, the opportunity. I mean, come on. California, an ugly house on 182nd Street where I lived, and that house cost them $6,000 friggin' dollars when I was 8 years old, $6,000. It's worth $1.5 million. That's a piece of crap house, but it's $1.5 million crap. It's like California is ridiculously priced. But again, you got to keep position where you can afford to live. Other states, it's ridiculous. So if we're going to partner or do something in the future or now, our goal is to look at properties. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like fixing up properties. At 21, I got tired of that crap. The buyer is a liar, the agent, the broker, the contractor, hire the subcontractor, and all that BS. It's just a bunch of crap as far as I'm concerned. So I'm doing flippity-dippity-doos, but it's like brand new houses. I can take credit off of a Wells Fargo card, line of credit, $150,000, write a damn check. So for me, it's like, okay, if I use my personal credit, my score is going up and down like a yo-yo and I'm screwing it up. Like all of you have done. You didn't know the rules and tools. Harold died before I could get out there to teach the world more at the high schools. God rest his soul. But the reality is he saw something he wanted me to change the world. If we jack up our credit, that's called stupid. I'm sorry, but it's stupid. When we know these 29% rule and these will balance the score so we get some more. Everybody in this world should maintain a 750 score. But the reality is they don't want you to do that. They don't want you to know the truth. If we write checks, 3 divisions, Okay, now this can be done tomorrow. Okay, literally tomorrow. We can find any brand new housing tract in Texas, Arizona, even Las Vegas for a house for 100,000 below or up to 300,000. And what do we want? We need a corporation. We need 3 divisions. Now that corp doesn't have to be in that state. This is what people screw up. So I like that guy on TikTok telling that other guy he's full of crap, because he is full of crap. Okay, so understand, a corporation is allowed to buy property in all 50 states. It doesn't have to qualify. Under C-191D, a corporation can loan money out to another state without qualifying as well. So again, what do we really want to do? If we have a corporation with 3 divisions, they're management companies, or we name them different. Because why? I want to get 3 at the same time. I mean, here's the problem. You put one focus on one thing? No. 3 checks, 3 escrows, okay? And what do? 3 divisions, management company. So that's an income. Doing that, what it's going to do is create up to 10,000, or literally 10,000 to 100,000 a month. Do I do a Section 8? Do I have a real estate office manage it for me? Do I want to manage it myself? No, I don't want to manage it. But again, 30% of my clients, I'll do that. Oh, goody. Then they realize it's a pain in the ass. See, tenants suck. All right. 40% of all tenants suck. They're terrible people. They rip people off on purpose. They think it's funny. Okay, but the other ones are pretty good people. So you have to understand what I did. I created Homestead Blocker, UCC1, all right, chattel mortgage, to leverage so they couldn't screw me out of my money. That's why I created it. I'm always looking at things behind the curtain and go, okay, what if? So I'm planning the problem before they can screw me up. And that's why I created those things in real estate in my programs, because I didn't want to lose money. All right, I don't want to lose money, because the reality is it was hard enough to get the money to feed myself as a kid. So again, I'll go to Texas. Okay, same thing. What am I going to do? The goal is not to position in one thing. If you focus on one thing, eventually within 3 to 6 years, that one thing's over. And you're getting older, slower. You're not as pretty as you used to be. And you're running out of time. That's the difference. Running out of time's no fun. So if we're going to do something, we should do something like this. I believe when people go to the expo, they get stuck. I've said it for years for my clients who actually promote expos. Why don't you have a hostess, a person guiding this person after they get interviewed? What, income, house, this and that, owner, what kind of business would they like? Okay, ideas, and then go through and give them a tour guide. Show them. But again, they just, everybody gets these little bags of crap and nobody does much. Less than 1% does anything in an expo, by the way. So it's like the dry cleaner thing. All I was doing is gathering and writing my books at dry cleaners, laundromats, storage units, anything I didn't have to have employees. See, a dry cleaner, all right, literally like in Huntington Beach, there's a couple of employees and people I knew, and we started something called Crown Cleaners. Okay, they didn't have a location. There are factories that clean the clothes for most of the dry cleaners anyway. So I had a client, he just lost his job. And he's an engineer for Boeing. Okay, he's making a lot of money, but now he can't find a job. I said, "You that van you got there? I want you to paint on the side of it." "I don't want to paint." My wife said, "No, stop." They get magnets. So I had them buy magnets and go up and on the van so mommy or the wife couldn't get upset. All of a sudden, then I say, put out flyers. Okay, just take it your first 5 miles around your house. You pick up and you deliver dry cleaning. You put the bags together and the phone number, everything else. Later on, you got a website. Okay, got to the point he's doing 100,000 a month. I think the wife let him paint the van because they got 4 more vans. See, there's always an opportunity to do something. Reality is you have what it takes to go carry it through. The dry cleaners, I'll show people locations. These usually are the ones that are ran by factories. In other words, they don't actually clean the clothes. They're a storefront. Why would you want to clean the damn clothes and get all sweaty all day? Why don't you just have them pick up delivery in the vans? And there's a company that does that for you. It's just a storefront. When you hire employees through an agency, so you don't have to deal with any crap. Kind of simple. 63,000 a month. Laundromats. See, a laundromat, who is an employee? Outside service. Okay. Let's understand. You have the lease for the building. That's a division. The equipment's a division. The company that services is a division. By the time you're done with a laundromat having about 18 divisions, all you're creating is money. And the employees aren't yours anyway. So you don't have to worry about all that garbage. So what do? A dry cleaners, a laundromat. We get the location, and all we have to do after the management company's done with it, we get the leftover. See, the problem with a lot of people, they're stingy. They won't share the leftover. They're, oh, I want more. No, stop. Okay, if we got to give them 10 grand a month, 15,000, give it to them. All you care about is the leftover. Now you got 30. What do? Get another one, another one, another one. So the goal is mindset. I don't think you care where the money's coming from. I think you care about an income to free up your time. People get too wrapped around what type of business. To me, it's a bunch of crap. It's like a storage unit. Come on. We look at the storage unit, there's a building. So we get what? The storage unit's in a division. Then we have the division for the, cameras, division for employees, division. Hell, it runs itself. I mean, it's not my fault. Silly people put stuff in a garage they never know about and get charged for a year or two and go, hey, I should have just gave it away. Yeah, they should have. By the time they look at their crap, they don't want their crap. But again, that's what they do. So what do? We think about storage units. I never wanted to run a business. I started the largest donut chain in the world. Okay, what did I do? When I first made the donuts, I didn't make the donuts. I got them from the bakery down the street. I went to Apple, all right, in Irvine. I went to IBM. What do? We deliver donuts. We deliver like we own the place. And when we wore our T-shirts, our little jacket, we deliver. Where's the break room? We're here to deliver the donuts. We're going into companies that didn't know who the hell we were. We didn't know them either. After a month, we basically let the flyer say, so you want to continue the distribution of donuts, let us know. Give us a call. The employees bitched and complained they wanted their donuts. What do we get? See, you got to create an opportunity. And that's half the fun. Again, running and owning Jack in the Boxes? Hell yes. Why not? I don't have to run it. It's a management company. All right, Jack in the Box has been around before I was a kid. But again, it's like the gas station. You need gas. When I was a kid, it was 29 cents a gallon. Now look at it. Oh, money. But again, I've been around a little bit, being 39 years old and all that. So we get to play the game, own it, but don't run it. Oh, the EV charging stations. I had to have someone replace my cell phones. It broke my heart that I had all these 22,000 pay phones, and all of a sudden I'm out of business. It's like, damn. All right, we saw it coming, but the reality is no, because I got a cell phone. It was like a brick. It was a big 50-pound brick battery. This that's really makes sense. I mean, might as well just go to my payphone, or my pager. But this replaced it. I mean, this is a no-brainer business. Okay, I mean, you could be the stupidest person in the world, have a corporate and a division, and go buy 6 EV charging stations, and all of a sudden you're just going to make money. You can be stupid and do that. Okay, but if we're smart, we're getting past that. California, because we're the largest EV station in the 50 states, they now wanted to charge a road tax. They're upset because they can't keep charging that 7 times tax per gallon of gas. Okay, well, everybody's complaining about $3. We're paying 6, sometimes or 7. It's ridiculous. But again, this is called an investment. So it's like, well, I always want people to look in front of them. Now, when you're driving, you have to pay attention to the road. If someone drives you around, you start paying attention. I started collecting these things. Okay, to me, it's like when I was collecting credit cards, which I still do today. Why not? I mean, what the hell? So again, collecting this makes sense. And my daughters and my son and my wife would go around, Daddy, we own that one, you own that one. Let's collect another one. See, the money got to the point that we can help more people. And that's half the fun. I don't like worrying about, paying bills. Everything I have is automatically done, paperless, all that stuff, because I don't want to worry about it. Okay, all I want to do is check all these accounts and say, ooh, that's pretty good, damn. Well, that one looks neat. That's not too bad over there. But I want to collect these things. I mean, hell, somebody owns them, why not me? They're no better than I am. That's what I said on the pier when I was a kid. These people got money. How'd they get their money? Where's my money? That was my goal. Where's my money? So sometimes you got to realize somebody owns these things. So the goal for you is like foundation, structure. No corp, no divisions. Sorry. I think that's called silly and dumb, because the divisions are the only thing I can throw away. I can't throw my corporation away because they'll come after me anyway. And that makes no sense. You know how many businesses go out of business in the first year? 87%. And they guarantee everything because I was going to say their stupid attorney or CPA make them do it. You don't need to. But again, it's like the world doesn't realize about division process yet. I would think by now they would. If you ever want to retire, you're going to have $5 million. That's it. If not, you're going to go live with your kids. If you have kids, that's just the way it works. But again, it's like if we work our tails off to go get it, the problem is we better plan to die. We have probate attorneys because people don't plan to die. All right, if they plan to die and have an irrevocable trust, then it wouldn't be a problem. But then they have to go, well, my attorney said revocable trust, right? He said irrevocable. So stop the crap. Who wants to control the asset? So if we take today's like the goodies you have around your house or office, all we have to understand is make a list, check it twice. We know you've been naughty and sometimes not nice. Okay, it's very simple. What do we look at? We want to protect our assets. I'm going to say irrevocable trust because no one can change what I wanted done anyway. Revocable, that the executor can do whatever he or she wants. I don't like that. So again, I look at irrevocable. I look at UCC1, the entitlement of ownership. Here's the problem. Let's say today we got together and got an apartment complex, a duplex, whatever it is, or storage units. You think you're done because you got income. A lot of my clients nowadays, about 70% want me to do everything. That's fine. But I'm not done. I'm going to suck out the equity. Okay? I'm going to get whatever we get in a division. We're going to have all our divisions, subdivisions cover our assets because we don't know who's going to slip, fall, sue us, and screw us up. So I'm going to overprotect it, package it. Then I'm going to put a lien on all my shit. I'm going to do an irrevocable trust. I'm going to turn around and basically put a deed of trust, assignment of rents. I'm going to suck out that equity, put it back to the corporation, and turn it into a note and go get some more money. See, once you start the wheel turning, why stop it? You could leverage money so much, it's phenomenal. UCC1 is the entitlement of ownership. So if we got assets in house and office, everything else, this is what I use for the people I rent properties to. If they don't pay me the money they owe me in their lease agreement, it says I get all their assets, their couch, their TV. That's called a chattel mortgage. And if they're married, if the wife finds that out, she's going to kill him. Okay, no man will lose his shit, all right, when he's got a woman in his life, because she will kill him. Every man knows that look. Better not screw up, I won't kill you, look. So what happens? It's the leverage of knowing you lose your shit. So again, I want to make sure I have my homestead block or UCC1 and chattel mortgage. If I lose, I still win. If they take it, so what? I got renter's insurance for $65,000. I plan everything. If I lose, I'm still going to win. Problem with most people, they do a little half-assed job. And that makes no sense. I know where my stuff goes when I'm dead. Irrevocable trust. I know irrevocable trust means they're going to do what I told them to do before as I'm dead. Revocable says someone can move things around after the person's dead. I don't want you moving anything around. I have watched some lousy clients, all right, manipulate, someone dies, and basically who is the executive, revocable trust, move things around for their own gain, and they screw their own family and friends. They screwed them royally. So the answer for me is irrevocable trust. They can't move diddly squat. They got to do exactly what I said to do. But that's just my opinion. They both work for estate planning. So again, are we willing to do the things we need to do? Now, that's why I always say take a picture of this. See, let's look at each one of these. Storage units, dry cleaning, laundromats, a Wendy's restaurant, a Jack in the Box. Wendy's and Jack in the Box always are in business. Okay, there's the ones I always pick on the best. Gas station, you always need gas. All right, parking structures. Again, the parking structures in New York or Las Vegas right now, literally you can make a even the ones in Chicago next to the airport. But again, what do we look at? EV charging stations, a car wash, real estate under divisions. Am I really having to hire employees and run a company? No. I'm looking for buckets of money. And I want buckets and buckets of money. That's the goal. It's like we look at this apartment complex. It was built in 1968. It was only $200,000. Now it's worth $3 million for your bucks. Real estate always goes up. There's one guy on TikTok, he says, don't buy real estate for your home. He's an idiot. A man who has a family and a wife and kids must understand a woman needs her what? Security. They say family is everything. Then this guy's double talking. The goal is we take care of family first, woman is secure, man can do what he believes to do. He can fall on his assets as long as he doesn't jeopardize her home. And it's her home. He's a guest, period. That's the way it works. Apartment complex, what do? We size it up. How much do they want down on it? All right, what do? We want to get this piece. Now, I can go to the seller after I do my title search and find out will they carry back and do self-financing, seller finance, which most of them will do, or some carryback. The broker in front of me won't get the hell out of my way. He or she wants their commission, so they're going blah, blah, blah. They won't do this. In escrow, I tear them all apart. Escrow people don't like me. The seller and the buyers do. They like the fact I'm covering everybody's side. See, I'm not going to just protect my client. I'm going to protect the person selling it because I want to make sure it's a win-win for everybody. And I'll have them each lose a little if they have to. I'm going to do what's right. That way I can sleep at night. And that's just me. So the monthly payment and what we have now, we have income. Problem is here, all right, this is where people get fat and happy. Oh, look at me, I'm making money. Stop the crap. You're making 13,000, that's nothing. That's not even pocket change. Okay, if you get to the mindset, I used to carry $10,000 with me everywhere on $9,800. It's pocket change. My petty cash count has $5 million as petty cash. Simple, it's what I always kept. So 13,000, that's just bullshit money. You got to get past that. Oh, no, it's not. 100,000 a month, only $1.2 million. That's not even a half small company. All right, let's get to the right numbers and get our mindset right. But here the problem is we're not done. What am I going to do? I'm going to split deed each one of those damn things and assign them a mortgage. I'm going to, instead of 13,000, I'm going to reverse the liability so I can sue them. They can't sue me. And then I'm going to get 76,800 a month for 30 years. See, long term. Everybody wants to fix up a product, make 50,000 bucks. That's bullshit. You know, I like these shows that are flippity dippities. That's great. Two of them used to be my neighbors in Yorba Linda, and then he went crazy, and then she, divorced him and married a guy just like him, and he married a woman just like his ex-wife. It's like, why didn't you just stay married? You married people just like you had. Oh well, what can I say? So again, what do we look at? I don't know, flippity dippity do. Working your ass off for 50,000 bucks. I mean, that's ridiculous. Why don't we be the damn bank? Now, here's 8 apartment complexes I'm playing with. I actually have 32 in the hopper. I always have 32 things, or if I'm looking at storage units, I got feelers and people are looking around in all 50 states. I know what's coming up before anyone else does usually. Here's 8 apartment complexes. Here's where you need to do some research and find out I'm telling you the truth and you can actually follow through. DSCR loans. Someone's going to, well, it's too expensive. It's the interest rate. Shut up. What do we give a crap what the interest rate is? Because it's a write-off to the corporation as long as you get cash flow for your time. You're not in the negative. Then once we get possession, we can refinance and suck out the equity. I would rather give a house to somebody that cannot afford to put the full down payment down. I've done this many times. Signed a mortgage. They couldn't put the whole down payment down. Okay, so now I have a first and a second. Second turns into a note. I get to sell the note. They homestead it, all right? Unless they're a homeowner, they can't homestead it. That's where it's 170. That's another note. UCC1 on their assets, another 65,000. By the time I'm done giving them a house almost for free, or getting 10,000 bucks, I got notes at 240,000 bucks. You got to look at this the right way. Okay, what people do out there, I think they're just doing stupid things. So we look at, I don't care about the interest rate. What I care about is I get 98%. All right, for every 20 people in a units, I get 100,000 to fix it up. That's 300,000. When I reference 3, that's 900,000. When I times 5, that's 4.4 million. I could take their money to fix up the damn property, turn it to 4 freaking million bucks, and offset the damn taxes and have fun. Well, these idiots are going, it's a stop. You got to stop the crap. Okay, there's a way to do this. It's like I want to have my 66 divisions and subdivisions. I want to split deed this sucker, become the damn bank. Being the bank is the key to everything. Banker always wins. So we play the game. Again, get your mindset on the right place. It's like this. It's only $500 million of goodies. Okay, back then my wife says, honey, don't show everything, please. I got 3.7 billion of freaking goodies and all kinds of shit. And she said, don't show it all. Well, honey, I'm not show banking. I was like that idiot on TikTok. Look at my biggest. Shut up. I mean, anybody keeps saying, mine, look what I'm doing. He's an idiot. He's going to get audited and he's going to get screwed up. He had to learn to shut up and say, I don't have a corporation that I own. I get to manage this one. Okay, you'll never hear me say, mine. I'll say $500 million of goodies belonging to a corporation. All right, his own words will get him in trouble. But again, he knows that everything. All right, so again, as we play the game, do we want to be in a corporation to be a millionaire corporation? Of course we do. That's how we play the game. God's gift. This one took me 3 times to get it. I mean, do you notice how frustrating it is having 3 yachts, 2 Duffys, Sea-Doos, 2 race boats, and you can't put them in your own friggin' backyard? It sucks. All right, what do? They're all over on 5 islands, okay? I got stuff everywhere to go get it to play on the weekend. I had to get this one, but it took me 3 times. All right, the last time, Sean, that realtor in Huntington Harbor, he's a turd. He wanted to sell it to his best friend. Okay, so I got knocked out of the side. So this one, I went and got him a cashier's check. Signed this piece of paper. Whenever you sell your house, I'm going to pay you cash, whatever it says it's worth. I'll write you a check. All right, here's your $10,000 bonus. You can keep it. And if you never sell, you keep the $10,000. So I put my money where my mouth is. When he sold it, Sean was not in part of the picture. Then Sean says, how did you get that house from him? I'm supposed to be the agent. Sean, you can go kiss my butt. I told him other things besides that. He was a total jerk. Okay, so then you got to have a marketing tool. I even got trouble having a marketing tool. And an audit says, you can't have this and drive this home. It's not mine. What do you mean drive it home? And on the way home, it's a damn marketing tool. You got to teach people, stupid people, how to do it right. You know how many clients we have to line up to go with their divisions because the bank can't figure out how to do it unless we give them the list? It's ridiculous. The Duffy is just simple. Every Friday night, it was date night. I get to take the Duffy, take it off the lift, got the music, the lights going low, take my wife over to Captain Jack's for steak and lobster. Why? I've always been romantic with my wife. We've been married for 20 plus years, and I still chase my wife. That's right. That's mine. Mine. I tell her all the time. She knows she's mine. All right. That's it. I claimed that a long time ago. All right. Because I belong to her. She belongs to me. That's how it works. So again, I like to build big buildings, but they yelled and cussed at me. Well, what do you think you're doing? Get out of here. I gave them an opportunity to use their equity to refinance and get out of the damn bankruptcy. 4 months later, what were you talking about? See, people have to have an opportunity to listen. You know, like the Lamborghinis, that's just fun stuff. The goal was pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. Pay tax or buy whatever you want. Now, I'm not going to buy an airplane the guy did on TikTok. Another, I mean, come on. Why would you piss away money to don't have airplanes? Okay, 3 of them. You can't fly them. You're not even a pilot. I'm a pilot. And I don't want 3. I have a damn helicopter. It goes on top of my yacht. I can fly it to my house on my yacht. There I go. It was a necessity. See, California, we got traffic. Not up there. But I like the buildings and the goodies. Okay. Now, I'm getting crap back here, too. Now, not knowing why I can kick the door jam at 10, not the basketball hoop, 14, that's just me. Racers found out Grandpa, Richard Bishop, Coach Bishop, Roosevelt High, won the Olympics in 32. Maybe that's why. Damn, I hit my head. I got a big scar here. There's no hair right here. It fell out. They never grew back. Damn. But if you can accomplish the goal, you ever notice there's so shitheads trying to give you crap? No matter what you do, there's always some turd trying to knock you down. So I'm just going to do what I do best, and I'm going to be me. I'm one of the what? Few. I'm not one of the many. That's how it's always been. Simple. I like that. It makes sense to me. So when you hear no, please do me a favor. Hear it. Say thank you. All right. Think to yourself, what the hell would Ray Reynolds do? No doesn't mean no. That just means they're stupid. They said no because they don't know how. That's the goal. They don't know how. They don't know how. So we take the 1,000 steps, rules, and tools, and goodies. Okay, very simple. All right, we get the goodies and we get the 1,000 steps. That's what it took. It takes 1,000 steps to master every one of those to get to the $1 million dream. Now, at the bottom picture, I can say because it's true, 32 friggin' years every Wednesday night. 5,000 a set. Bingo. It was fun. I did get cited twice for having too much of people at my event. They said I needed a permit. I'm at the hotel in the ballroom. I don't need a permit. All right. They just want to give me crap. All right. So if we're going to stop treading water playing it safe, we have to have the must-haves. Everybody's got to have 750. All right. How do we get there? We quit screwing things up. We don't jack them up anymore. And we get these in front of it. So we maintain 750. We quit being stupid. From there, we get a corporation with a bunch of divisions, because if I'm going to sacrifice anything, it's a damn division, not the corporate, my family. I mean, only stupid people sacrifice their family, right? All right, 100,000 to $1 million is a cash credit. Hell, why not? Whee! And then we need some checkbook money. We need some vendor and supply money. This is a must-have to get to Millionaire. It's simple. Without it, you're not going to get there. That's what you need to have. So it's like the structure and foundation. You have a corp, I'll build the one you have, because 99% of you don't have a bunch of damn cash credit. You don't know what you're doing. You don't have the credit reports. You don't have a corp. Hell, I hand you one for free. I have 2 ding dongs out of the 12 giving me crap online all the time, lying through their teeth. They're actually attorneys. Quit telling people corporations are free. I charge $5,000. I go, you're a freaking crook. Okay, they're free. Oh, well, they'll keep putting me down, but I'll tell the truth. So it's like, we could stop bringing the pain home. We could have our ducks in a row. We could have a corporate umbrella, and we can repackage our lives. Could you imagine what you could have done if you listened to me? All right, from the beginning, wouldn't that be fun? But again, what do? We have our homeless program called Race 360, because I was homeless eating out of a trash can. All right, sucked. You only get a mommy and a daddy. So what do? We look at Glenn here, who lived in his Pinto car for 3 years. We look at Free Ray Ricky Dicky Ross. Now, what was he doing? Let's understand. He comes in my office in Orange, okay, literally on Orangewood Boulevard, big nice building. He comes in there, and I'm Ricky Dicky Ross. Okay, who cares? All my clients around, I go, well, you know this guy? He's our cousin. Oh, goody. So I get him gold and platinum cards. Then he goes online and basically Google and everything else and YouTube, say, this is how you build credit. He takes people from money from people. Then what he's doing, now I have to fix people. I said, what are you doing? He's going to sell cars. So he has a license to go to the auction. Okay, go to the auction. Here I'll watch him gather money. And he's gathering money, and he's going to sell cars. He pays $5,000, makes $10,000, and they get to split $5,000. I go, what are you doing wrong? What do you mean? I just made $5,000 and you're doing it wrong. Understand. What are you doing? You should put a GPS in that car, okay? And you should basically take part of that down payment, maybe $3,000 or $4,000, and you should have payments for 7 years. That's right. That's called receivables. Now. Then Ray, I can't get the money. Stop. You can factor the receivables. You can borrow against it to create debt, offset taxes. Everywhere he would go, I could shut him down because he's doing something stupid, and my way works better. It's like Thomas. I didn't have to fix these guys because they just came out of friggin' prison. There's nothing to fix. They were in prison so long they had no credit. I get to rebuild the damn stuff. And I get to use mine. Like Michael, my wife cried for 2 days when Michael died. Why didn't they have more than one stupid ass attorney, all right, and doctor taking care of him? He's the king of pop. Damn it. If I would have known that, I would have been over there babysitting myself. Ridiculous. Okay, we started a hospital in Fiji Islands, Dr. Lucky and I. Kids are dying of gum disease. No one would help us. Arnold got on the board. Everyone wants to help. There you go. It's like presidents. They're fun. I like the presidents because, why? It was simple. Didn't Clinton have a problem? Yeah, and his girlfriend was actually my client too. She do purses. Oh, okay. And then, Ronald Reagan, I did his corpse, couple of those two. And Nancy kept saying, say no. I said, teach our children. Drug education became DARE. Okay, so we get to play. So it's like all the pieces. Kevin Costner. If you didn't know his dog's name was Tig, you couldn't get on the lot. Here you have a Giovanni for Pixar. No problem. So we get to play college professor. Okay, Superman for Gold's Gym. Okay, Corinne Ring, rest his soul, and she's got her videos too. So here's my point. No matter where you come from, if you do it my way, you win. What? I think your way sucks. So Lakers, Dodgers, Clippers, Angels, is all the things too. The problem with people, they have to learn to listen. And the reality is they get gun-ho on something. We're going to start a business, honey. Oh, goody, with our friends and family. Let's jack up the credit, drop the score, get stuck. Hell, can't get any more. Let's hawk our house and be stupid. Well, that's what you did, most of you. Why would people be stupid? See, if we're going to screw anything up, it should be a division, not the family. I'm doing this for my family. No, you're not. That's a bunch of crock. Never bring the pain home. Simple. Block it, CFO, go get some more, write it all off. How hard is that to do? Damn, it's not hard to do. The hardest thing to do is get you to listen and turn these suckers up. So again, it's like balancing. All we have to realize is the way this system was designed, me behind the curtain telling Ken Yarborough what to do, all cards fluctuate. That means anything above 29%, plop. But if we take the two that don't fluctuate, we put them in front, what do? We maintain 750. Now we become a certified CFO. Wow, what a concept. It's that damn easy, by the way. Raise rules. Someday God's going to open that door. I'm out in front of millions of people again. I keep praying every day, God, please open the door. I got a lot of things to say and do. He gave me a mission. I'm trying to do it. Then I have to say a no shit day. Sorry, Father. You know, every time I watch a client have a bad day, it's an oh shit day. I think the old world, I like to be in front of an audience. Okay. I see this in my vision. Their audience is 10,000 people, whatever it is. I'm on stage. I don't know, on the stage, it's all black. They turn the light up just a little bit. All right. And I want them to feel the presence of God. Then I say, and I shock them and go, have you ever had an oh shit day? All right. See, the reality is, God will forgive us to say that. All right, he forgives us for everything. We don't try to abuse it. But all I know is that when I lose my job, my credit score sucks. My wife lost her cell phone, which is daily. All right, my little helper's not in the car. All right, and I have a flat tire. Okay, and I messed it up again. And I needed money today, not tomorrow, kind of thing. So it's like anything else. I'll never understand, and this is my question to God, why did you ever have me go in that coma, die, and my life stolen and going back again to help more people? I didn't want to be Job. All right, he only got 9 months. I've had 15 years of fighting through that, getting it back again where it needed to be. All right, I'll take the 9 months versus the 15 years, okay? But again, what do I say? Client sends me this. Linda sends me this on July 4th. Stay away from boats and fireworks. Well, no, blankety blank. Again, someday the people that promised the show, the radio, and my publisher for the books will really step up. I have 3 apps going to be worth billions of dollars. All right, I have literally 941 goals to achieve, not even counting this. All right, the goal is simple. Got to get back to the office. My 5 secretaries, my engineers, and everything else you see, they keep up with me. My brain never stops until I rest. So it's like debt consolidation. That's nuts. I mean, it's not like consumer credit counseling. That was good, my company that was on all the credit bureaus under nonprofit to help people rebuild their credit. But then the world wants to have back, they want them to have bad credit to charge more money. So debt consolidation today is crap. Bankruptcy, if you're going to file it, learn to seal it before you file it, so it doesn't come on your credit file. I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand stupid. Yeah, I just don't understand it. I mean, it's a federal transaction under the Federal Protection Act. Statewide is a company that feeds the credit bureaus. If I seal it, you can't put it on. If I seal it, I dispute it, you can't verify it. Again, peekaboo. I mean, let's understand how to play the game to win. If the Bank of America gets a second chance, why can't I? They bankrupt 7,000 locations. It's a corporation, legal person. So it's like when we're going to build our personal credit, I'm going to want you to have a division of you anyway. Okay? Why not? Because that way you have a backup and a backup. But again, the office is usually a couple grand for divisions of me. You know, I give them for $9.99. It's a giveaway. It's a Zelle, and I love Zelle. See, you got to understand, you're not looking behind the curtain. You hear me, but you're not dissecting what I'm telling you. Zelle was purchased July 6, 2022 by 6-year banks. Why did they buy it? Because people go into a branch with cash in a check, all right, or making a deposit. Zelle does all that for you now. So why do they want to spend millions and millions and billions of dollars for a location where they don't need it? Again, we have no choice. We must plan the problem. If we're prepared, when oh shit happens, we get to survive. We don't bring the pain home. Just like UCC ones, homestead blockers, and all that chattel mortgage stuff. I don't want to lose, so I'm going to play the game that everybody wins. But if I lose, I still win at the end of the game. It's my game, and I can cry if I want to. So it's like today. We look at today's state, and we look at basically 90 days. How do we keep working towards the goal? That's the ultimate thing to get to where we want to do something together, maybe. I mean, these are people that they're literally in my millionaire group, 6 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon on Saturdays. Every one of these are in the morning group over almost $3 million of credit, afternoon group at 4 to 5 million plus, and they start getting an income. The income. I don't want them to do something difficult. I want the income. I want them to focus on monthly income, 10,000, 50, 100. That's it. I don't care what type of business they want to go into. All right. I don't want them to run it. I want them to have their time, cash flow free at the time why I designed it in the first place. Income, 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 income. And that's the goal. If we have our income, we have our freedom. Our bills are being paid. If you're going to run a business and stay there all day, you're stuck. Who wants to be stuck? That sucks. So we get to play the game to win. And that's the ultimate goal for every one of you. And we got to go back to basics. A corporation is a legal person. Okay. That sounds good. Did anybody ever teach it to you? I heard it at a poker game. I wrote it down. They told me I was weird. All right. A lady at the library, she was mean. But I wanted to what? I wanted it out of hell. So if a corporation is a legal person, may sue or be sued. I didn't pay attention to that part. 17983 is where I came up with the division process in my brain. I could see it. And then I had to make it come together. But I was 7.5. So if we look at this, every corporation, if I look outside the windows here, they're all doing it wrong. Wrong. Now, the clients and all the rich and famous people I've taught how to have management companies, they're doing it right because they're bankrupting their subsidiaries if there's an oh shit day. But again, your name's on it and they have hundreds of millions of dollars. They can write off if they get an ow, ow, ow. They don't care. We, the people, we don't have hundreds of millions. All right. And usually when you start a business, now corporations I work for have billions. That's beside the point. But if I'm going to buffer tax, it's a corporation. I don't have to pay tax till I'm profitable. Okay. So I can create debt to offset the taxes. Oh, corporate credit. So anyway, I'm going to get the damn money. How am I going to get money? I mean, hell, I'm a friggin' orphan. I was put in a friggin' trash can born in a taxi. No one gave a shit about me as a kid. Okay, I was just that piece of shit in the corner. So what am I going to do? Without this, I can't get there. And then when you do something, they go, how'd you do that? It's like the car at fleet price. I don't understand people. They go to the dealership, get sweated for 5 hours. The salesperson flipped a coin who got him next. Sales manager comes over and changes the deal. You get the finance manager, they change it again. By that time, you'll sign anything to get the hell out of the room. Okay? But again, you lost 20,009 inquiries. I mean, I don't understand, stupid. Do you? It's like stay at a hotel. I check into the hotel. I'm always nice. Hey, I got my American Express Platinum card. Isn't that fun? Do I get a discount? Do I get AAA? All this. Oh, she's so sweet. She's so nice. My wife, she just watches me being a goofball sometimes, and she's usually the goofball. Ma'am, do you have a suite? I got this beautiful woman here I like to take upstairs, all right, and have a nice evening with. That's as far as I'll go with it. She'll smile. Get her to smile. If you get someone to smile 5 times, you got them. You got them. Yeah. Yeah, we got 3. Can I talk to your manager, please? Manager comes over. Yes, can I help you, please? Yeah, this beautiful woman here is helping my wife and I. She's just fantastic. You got to give her a raise. Well, by the way, she says there's 3 suites. All right, since I got my American Express card, can you bump up as a comp? No extra charge. They say yes every time. See, I like the free buffet too. See, how you talk and how you do something, like I said before, every conversation is a double interview. Your goal is to get your way. Isn't that the goal? And everybody wins. The rooms will stay empty anyway. A division, simple, they're cheap. Line of defense, damn. All right, line of defense, if it screws up, I give her a piece. Never the whole of my family. Multiple functions. I watch clients all the time. They name their corporation construction or some whatever stupid business they have. And I'll say stupid because they named the corporation that business. That's just called stupid. All they can do is that now. That makes no sense. It's a management company. XYZ, I don't give a damn Inc. has a construction business, as there a jewelry business, this one, this one, this one. Why not? Again, buy at wholesale price. I mean, when I was buying wood at Louisiana Pacific that sells wood to Home Depot, I'm buying from the mill. I'm buying from Freezy Paint. I'm buying from La Mirada Carpet Mill. I got open accounts. Why would I use my money? I don't understand. I want to buy wholesale price. Multiple credit reports. Hell, you have credit reports. You have one SSN, so you have 3 reports, and you're a duck and a sheep, and you keep screwing it up. Corporation has the same, so does every division. So let's see. Should I screw up divisions, corporate, my family? Pick one. Isn't that simple? Real estate, you always have a shitty tenant. Sorry. All right, out of 10 tenants, all right, 3 will be shitty. They're lousy people. They want to get a free ride. They want to rip everybody off. You got that UCC one in Chatham Mortgage, ooh, and you remind them you just pledged all your personal assets. Did your wife know that? I let her know too. She's going to kill you. You better pay the rent. Simple. So what do we look at? We separate liability. We're all going to have old shit days the rest of our lives. We can't get away from old shit days, but we can plan the problem. Line of defense. Tax ID builds what? Debt follows tax ID and builds credit reports. So tax ID get cash credit reports that finance the American dream. Why do we want to take it from our family anyway? That makes no damn sense. I set up the dashboards in the 80s. It was fun. When I did it for TRW, they became Asperian. Okay, dashboard. So all I did is I said, okay, I think we should set up a credit file for everyone coming out of high school. That was basically Harold Stokes' idea as well for me. He says, Ray, we got to get you to do this. So everybody would learn about personal business credit. All right, teach them rules and tools. They only get one SSN. At least give them a fighting chance. So person, corp, division, subsidiary. Okay. So that means we get only one set of files. And if we screw it up, we're stupid because we only got one. That's not fight. That's not fair. SS4 allows us to do more than one. And what do we get to do? In 92, I started doing this for people and having fun. I mean, come on. Today, I mean, understand, here's Rob here today. Rob's a turd, okay? I told Rob he's a turd. He got mad at me about 5 weeks ago. All right, he's from Canada, okay, no problem. And there's 11 applications you can do under tax ID for W7 to ITIN. And there's only 11 of them, okay? So he's in Canada, doesn't have a social security number. So I position him for 2 cards, and we tell him these are what I'm going to do, and he goes and do it without me. I already had it lined up. He just applies, he gets the cards. You just stole my inquiries. You screwed it up. And then he complains to Brandy and Brandon and everything else give us crap. I said, I already had you American Express lined up. I go, it's okay if you hate me now. Here's his paid overtime $15,000 he got today. I mean, I'm a turd, but then I get him $15,000 paid overtime. It finally came in the mail, and now he likes me. It's like if you would just knock off being a turd, he'd be okay. But again, what can I say? So again, how do we play? Okay, we have to play to win. Tax ID builds credit reports. I build credit, checkbook money. Tax ID, the only thing the IRS ever created, all right, literally for entity or individual person. This is where everybody screws it up. It's like, damn, they set this up for this reason and you're not paying attention. And all of a sudden, banks and grocery stores bankrupt locations because they have separate tax IDs and branch numbers. You can do the same thing. It says banking and credit purposes on the damn form. I was 9.5 explaining this to Ted Turner. And it's like, huh? It's like, damn. I don't understand stupid. Do you understand stupid yet? One per entity. I set up the system behind the system. Experian Business, Equifax Business, TransUnion Business. These two just copied what we set up. That was it. It didn't have half a brain. I mean, hell, TransUnion was in Fullerton, California going, beep. Equifax was in trouble. They got everybody screwed up during the pandemic. Everything they got hacked and everything went out the door because they screwed it up. But again, what do? Tax ID, credit files. Let's build it up and away. See, for me, the divisions, I did it because I don't want to pay franchise tax fee. But then I had my Shakey's Pizza, my 31 flavor, my donut store, my Subway, my shopping center, my commercial real estate, all these pieces. All right, without the foundation, hell, one lawsuit to get you screwed up. So I want to be able to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. Because I know I'm going to have an oh shit day. I know it's just, I don't know when, but it's going to happen. I'm going to have a lousy tenant. But every entity gets cash and supply credit. So if I build a line of defense, understand, I learned line of defense. We called it the defensive circle in martial arts when I was a kid. Chuck would have said, put your hands out there, everybody that's close to you, you hug them or you get back ready to kill them. That was it. You learn to hug or kill. That's all I learned. So line of defense. I'm willing to sacrifice a division because it's going to protect my corporation, my family. I mean, that's all we're going to focus on. So it's like, who guarantees? Once we build you and the corporation's credit and a division of you, the division of you replaces you. You fire yourself. Get the hell out of the way. Get out of here. Get out of here. So you don't have to be you anymore because being you sometimes sucks. So we have two divisions to play the game to win. Isn't that the goal? Wasn't the goal to win? Okay, and help other people? Who wants to be the damn duck? Nobody wants to be the duck because that sucks. The reason we always said 9 divisions in my original books is because if I get you 100,000, all right, and I get you what, 9 divisions, 100,000 times 9, there's $1 million. Because everybody wants to be a millionaire. So why don't we play that way? Let's learn to daisy chain credit and never bring the pain home. Okay? It's like we got still, I just say silly and stupid attorneys out there everywhere. They pass, all right, the bar, and I pass the bar too, but I don't drink. Okay, so let's understand that's supposed to be funny. Okay, but what happens is they're practicing law. They understand contracts and this and that, but they don't understand what they're really doing because that's not their job. Okay, the goal is to learn how to be the investor attorney. Betty, they screwed her up. I mean, he took an irrevocable trust. All right, we had the duplex and he canceled everything and put it in LLC being stupid. I mean, come on, stupid is stupid. Now, her husband, Mark, basically screwed up. He said, honey, I set this up to give you an allowance the rest of your life. I said, you don't say that to a woman. You never say, I'm going to give her an allowance. You say, I love you. I want to make sure you're taking care of her life because I love you. And that way you have income to do whatever you need when I'm dead and gone. Because I love you. See, a woman can handle that part. All right, allowance. Now she wanted to kill him. So what do? Here's our problem. Every time you look at something, you don't look at it my way. And there's your problem. I'm looking at the liabilities. I'm planning the oh shit day. I have a duplex. It goes into a division. I had to guarantee the division, and now I need 2 subdivisions because each tenant is going to sign a different lease. Now, on top of that, I'm going to do a deed of trust assignment of rents. I'm going to suck out the equity now so I can turn it into a note. You see, she's not done because I'm not done. What do we get to do? Play my way. So if you're going to ever partner up with me with something, you better hold on. Division is for 1 house, duplex is 3 at least, 4plex is 5. See, the goal is who guarantees and how do you purchase something? You sign a lease of a building, you buy a car, it shouldn't be you. It should be a division. Because what's the only thing we're willing to sacrifice? A division. Isn't that fun? The only thing we're willing to sacrifice. So if we got to play the game of business, that's why I say 18. 9, you need 9 subdivisions. That'll be basically the laundromat. That'll be basically all the pieces, or Wendy's restaurant, something like this, or the laundromat or the dry cleaners. The 18 to 36, that's going to be the storage unit. If I'm going to get anything else like the apartment complex, all right, I got to get the 72. If I'm not ready to do it, then I'm not going to do it because I can't. The problem is the foundation and structure is the key. Without that, don't even bother. All it takes is one oh shit day to kill you. and it just destroyed everything you did. Now you're older, slower, you're not as pretty as you used to be. The way I designed this when cash flow fee per time in my books was Corp, Division, 3, 2, and 1 more. That gave me $16 million of credit. And that's how I would build it, 16 buckets for 16 million at a time. That's how I got to the $53 million of credit. From here, the main thing is, how do I set up credit reports? I've got to have history so I can set up a Spear and Chandler and Equifax. So I'm building a credit report. I'm not going to get a tax ID till I daisy chain the credit. After I daisy chain it, I'm going to have my tax ID because debt follows tax ID. So I build the reports. Office is going to give you basically literally 3 for $9.99, then give you 9 for $24.99. There's your goal. It's always a Zelle. Use a card, they're going to charge you 5% more. So let's understand, okay? All right, my wife and I have kids. I have 6 kids, 12 grandkids, okay? All right, each child, all right, because they were born from 71 on, all right, we had to sign an SS5 form for the SSN, which is going to be used for their credit reports, which should not be anyway. So every corporation has a division. It has a baby too. So parent company gets 100. 100 is an entity. What did it say on line 1 for the SS4? Entity. The entity now creates 3 more entities. An entity, on and on and on. So every entity is entitled. They cannot change this. They cannot take it away from you. Okay, they could kill me, that's about it, but I'm not going to stop. Okay, the reality is a division in an entity gets a tax ID. We get to build credit reports, debt follows tax ID. See, you have to understand, anything that follows bankruptcy can only be SSN or SS4, period. That's under the Federal Protection Act. So who wants to be the duck? Divisions allow us to multiply credit. My book called Buckets of Money, I just took the 4.6 million. I wanted to, figure out how not to lose the credit. They're shrinking. Then I got 190,000 a month. There's my first matrix. But here's the thing. The kicker was the assets behind that were $1.1 billion turned into another notes. There's your third billion that I obtained. Just leveraging the hell out of the assets and the equities. But again, this is easy stuff. Took 41 divisions, 18 months, auto income. And that's just in 98. Today's matrix it'll just blow you away. So as we look at these things, what do? My next matrix in the book was Simto. I took $16 million of credit. All right, this took 36 months, about 33, 36 months to finish it. But that was $661,000 a month. I got to the point, literally, before coma, up to $1 million a day. Getting 10 people to wire me $100,000 for $1 million of credit was easy. So doing like 56 million a month wouldn't be hard. But again, that's the goal I was doing with people. Again, buckets of money. Buckets of money. I think buckets of money makes sense, but I'm always going to have my 3 divisions of me, my 5 closet divisions. I have to. See, if I didn't have that, it would have taken me more than 6 weeks after coma to literally get $1 million of credit. I bought my wife her next dream house. I don't stay down. Why would anybody stay down? All right, division of me. Simple. So we look at what it says, legal name of entity, corp, division, subsidiary, all right, person. We can take this today, it's like the car. I mean, literally, this was just fun stuff. All right, that's a Lamborghini worth $1 million friggin' dollars. Payment $6,800 a month when I obtained it. Here's the keys. And what did I do? I bought it as a division of a corporation. I guaranteed it as a division of me. Not me, the SSN, me, the SS4. I mean, if I get all my pieces and this one's a problem, I got to get rid of it, right? We're allowed to do what I invented, disconnect, isolate, incorporate. We signed a building of a lease. All right, all the houses. Money is taxable when you're profitable. We get to daisy chain one card. American Express is always saying, would you like 99 more? Hell yeah, why not? They want to give you 99 cards out one card. Let them. Kind of crazy, huh? It's like buying things. I want to repackage everybody's life. I don't want to just give them a piece or get it rebuild in the credit card and corp. And that's no. God gave me the whole puzzle. Why not give everybody the whole puzzle? We buy a car at fleet price. Okay, we don't have to go to the dealership. They deliver the car. All right, and we get to do it as a division. All right, and we get to write it all off. Fleet price tax ID division. Okay, come on. Shouldn't the whole world know how to do this stuff? I mean, this is child's play. But again, Rebecca, damn, always forget this is coming sometimes. Rebecca Schaefer was on Sam, my sister Sam. She was in Mork and Mindy. I met her through Robin Williams. Robin, I did some chorus for him years ago. I wish I was there when Susan and Karen went shopping to babysit him too. But the reality is, what really pissed me off is the DMV. See, I don't like the map of the stars. I'd like to outlaw it. It's nobody's damn business to somebody where he lives. God rest their soul. They have the Schaefer bill. See, this is what I always talk about for the last 40 plus years, privacy. Privacy Act, P.O. Box, mail-in address. My driver's license has always been a P.O. Box. It's nobody's damn business where I live. You can all go to dnv.whateverstatein.gov and see what you can change today. But again, it's like when you get pulled over, all right, by the police officer in a bumpity bump. I mean, you're highly intelligent, but some of the things you do are plain stupid. You're giving your driver's license, insurance, registration to a stranger and telling people where you live. That's plain stupid. I'm sorry, you're not stupid. Why are you doing stupid? It's just like Mary. Your Mary's nice. When I met Mary, she's calling the office, talking to Monica. She's crying. Stop. We all go through bad times. So she's explaining, well, I get on the phone. I gave my attorney $10,000 to look at the lease and subleases. I gave $5,000 to my CPA. Well, that made sense. Okay, so why did you do that? I'm starting a restaurant. Where do you work? I work at Apple. How much do you make? $250,000 a year. I married my third grade sweetheart. All right, we're married and got kids. 2 kids, a dog and a fish. Oh, goody. And a cat. Surprised the cat didn't eat the fish. But all of a sudden, the restaurant didn't make it. She called the attorney and CPA when her credit score went from 800 to 601. What did I do? Well, you jacked up your credit. These idiots didn't teach you how to play the game. And when the restaurant failed, you filed bankruptcy and lost your business. You lost your home and your husband. He says, I didn't sign up for that. See, the whole world's doing it wrong as far as I'm concerned. I'm right, they're wrong. That's just how I've always seen it. All right, I always knew that grown-ups when I was a kid were stupid. They wouldn't listen to me, but they wanted everything I had. So what do? Simple. I had to repackage Mary, like I had to repackage most of you. So make you a money-making machine. Okay. All right, I give people credit and they sit there going, what do I do now, Ray? Get off your butt and go get something. Here's a broker list. Go buy that. Go buy this. What do you do now, Ray? Stop. Do it. But again, 30% want to go get their hands dirty. Okay, I understand. 70% they just want me to invest and do whatever. I told Robert today, when I get that $1 million, you're not getting a dime of it. I'm going to go buy a storage unit, apartment complex, and I'm going to give you your percentage. You're going to just stay the hell out of my way while I give you the income. Right, that's what I want. Then stay out of my way. I'll do it my way. I think his way sucks. But again, it's like when we want to sell something. The newspaper gave me a bad time. I'm buying fleet price. I'm doing open accounts, carpet, paint, wood. I'm saying, hey, you can use OPM money to fix up a property. They put me down like I was a crook. I created OPM money back then in the 70s. It was easy. Supply and vendor money. Okay, 100,000 to $1 million. Dun & Bradstreet, I wrote one of their fast track programs years ago. I got hired to do that too. So when we take a picture of this here, this is what I did coming out of coma. I mean, come on. We go to a home, find out that what I saw in the dream or the vision, and the coma was true. Everything was gone, 3.7 billion. We're homeless now. I said, honey, drive over to Mark's place. I'm walking with an oxygen tank. Mark's family owns Jewelry Mark off the freeway. I come back from that and going inside, coming back. Wife says, where's your Rolex? Where's your wedding ring? They're being clean, honey. I lied to my wife. I lied to her today if I had to. It's my job as a man and a father and a husband to protect the family. Okay? It's bad enough she felt bad enough she signed the POA. So I said, we went to Best Buy. All right, I need instant credit. I got my 3 divisions of me in closet. They gave me $25,000. Oh, there's a square. I want to put that on my cell phone. I want a bunch of Visa gift cards too. I need that computer right there. I use supply, turn it to cash so I can rebuild my life and go get what? Again, $1 million friggin' credit and buy my wife an extreme house. There's no reason anybody stays down. They stay down because they don't know any better. 51,000 like I got for Belly. So we can sell on Amazon and eBay. Here's the problem. I want to fix up houses. Go flippity dippity doos. Go ahead. I think you should become the bank. But when you're fixing it up, they should be in a division. Somebody slips, falls, and sues you. They screw you up. What happens next? You just destroyed your whole life. That's no fun. We look at house payment offsets taxes. So here, what we look at is like other companies. I've studied rich and famous people and companies for years. Amazon didn't pay tax on the first 10 billion. Why the hell would they pay tax? Don't pay tax. All right. There's no loophole. They get to do what they want to do. So we rebuild you, just like I said today. All right. And this is B, who she's here today as well. All right. I wanted to get her the green spark. She wanted unlimited. I said no. They wanted to be paid into the month. So I got her one of the sisters for 30,000. Okay. So if we get the 100,000 and the two sisters, that's 160. So she's here. We rebuilt her. She's in the 780s, 790s now. We go here. We get these cards here. These three times 9, that's 160. Times 9, is that $1 million? Again, the B of A, the Wells Fargo, the ink, the gold. So if we take 5 of the 10 cards that I like, can we get up to $5 million? The answer is yes. So what is our ultimate goal? Let's go to the bank next. The bank gives up to 150. I call it checkbook money. They'll say bridge the gap to your business. And my 5 favorite will literally get me up to $5.4 million. And divisions justify while I project $1 million in sales. They justify that. We're allowed to, and that's the goal to play. See, credit, loan, and money is what I design. I get the credit because that's all I have, money, and then I basically loan out and make money. And I have a corporation not doing business, division for franchise, division for apartment complex. This is financial freedom. This would give you between that 10,000 to 50 to 100,000 monthly coming in. It's like when you need credit, simple. I try to give people discounts because I'm not on commission. I don't get a paycheck. Have had one of those for 32 years. So the office is going to charge you 24. I'll charge you $12.99 and 25,000. So you save 50%. From there, basically 50,000 to the $5,000. All right, it's $24.99. From there, 100,000 normally is 10 grand, and it's $49.99. And if you didn't do it tonight, call the office tomorrow. They'll do it for you too, because you were here tonight with me. Either way, there's the goal. See, I don't think you have your time. And I think that's the biggest problem that I find with people. I always say get up an hour earlier. Get your me time. All right. I'm up every day at 2:25. My wife tries to get me to sleep in. She would turn off my alarm, which I don't need anyway, to trick me to sleep in, and I don't sleep in. All right. We went through that for 20 plus years. I just wake up. Doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I'm up at 2:25 ready to go. After I pray to God about yesterday, today, tomorrow, and forgiveness too, then I go look in the mirror. Simple. My mirror. The only one putting me in check is me. So it's like making money, make a machine, auto income. The businesses I'd like you to think about doing with me or with yourself. What do we look at? Drive around. There's things in every corner. Why don't you own them? I think you should. To the division process. That would be the goal. You know, coaching programs are fun. I get people in coaching. It reminds me of Richard. Richard here and his wife. We build them up, get him credit, no problem. Everything's going good. Then he's finished and he's going to go do something else. Then I hear he screwed up and got to come back again. He should have stayed in coaching the whole damn time. But again, what do? How do you force someone to stay in coaching when they should have done it in the first place? See, the blueprint call should always be with husband and wife or partner of life. We got to make sure we're on the same page. Okay, that's important. Okay, and if the husband or the wife, either one doesn't want to be part of it, at least they heard what we're trying to accomplish. And a blueprint call for an hour with me is always $9.99 currently. Okay, we're going to go back to the normal price in the near future. Why boring businesses? Because I take 40,000 bucks off of a credit card, and I go buy a laundromat or basically, all right, a dry cleaners. I get 3 to 10,000 a month. Then I go buy another one and another one. I leverage all the assets they had. From there, the $100,000, I go buy a storage unit, 250 apartment complex storage unit. What do I got? A boring business. I'm not looking to be excited about the business. I'm looking for the income, because these is what I've been saying for 40 years, 4 points of income. So let's own it. Let's not run it. That's the goal, auto income. So again, it's like the coaching thing, the 6 weeks coaching. This is something someone should always do to get their feet wet. We get the blueprint call, you get 25,000 credit, all the classes that people are missing. Then in coaching, you get them. Normally about almost 12 grand, but it's $4,999. All right, and it's a Zell. So now you're in coaching with me, and later on you should do 3, 6, or 12 months, but that's up to you. Okay, the goal is how much do you want? When you go after something on your own, you're going to have questions. And what happens if you don't have answers? All right, I'm sorry, but you're going to do a half-assed job. So the 3, 6, or 12 months, what is our goal? If we line it up, we look at the IRS rules, it says 5 million below is small company. Our goal should be 5 million once we start this. And what we want to do is basically set up the foundation. And that's the goal. We fight to get you the keys, what you want to do. Now that's that 30% that want to do all that and get their hands dirty part. 70% just want me to do it for them. What is our ultimate goal? We never forget the goal. 10,000, 50, 100,000 a month. And that's the goal should be. I now have 4 people full-time analyzing every day. Okay, all right. So every time we talk to somebody, we have a clean analyzation sheet. Any and all classes and weekly calls in a rapid refresh to push the scores up. Again, that's the ultimate goal. Getting to the point that we literally want to do projections, all right, limits, increase them all the time, phone calls, and basically daisy chaining of the credit. And that's the key. Let's turn it into more per each division. It's like here, I give away that you can get a 3 months coaching for $1,000 down. I always picked on $1,000 for people. See, if the average person wastes $50 every other day, 140 a week, that's $1,000 a month they piss away. So if they want to take that instead of wasting, it's $1,000 down. Then you pay your payments during the 3 months. But if you paid in full $8,000, you literally get $100,000 of cash credit. If not, you only get half. Again, based on if you pay in payments or not. All right, the 6 months is 15 grand. All right, pay $1,000 down, you only literally get 75. Pay in full 150. The goal is I always want to give people back like what they put into it, if not more in cash credit. A year, $1,000 down, and you work your payments during the year. And then if you paid payments, it's 150. All right, from there, if you paid in full, it's 300,000. Now, the 30% of clients want to get their hands dirty. Some of those clients, they want 250, and I tell them, let's line up to 5 to 10 million. Okay, that should be your mindset. Getting the first million is not, it's hard, it's a pain in the ass head. Getting to the second is not as hard. We have to look at things. Auto income. If we're looking at a business that creates auto income, and that's what I called it, okay, that's the goal. And I have teams that'll do that for you as well. A bridge loan. I watch people say, Ray, I want that line of credit chase now. My problem is if they give it to you, put in your bank account, the bill's due in 45 days. So I always tell people, all right, let's be ready for it, or let's get something in escrow. If you don't get it in escrow, then let's turn it into a bridge loan. In other words, we can loan out money. I have 4 brokers I worked for over 30 years. They charge $2,000 setup. There's always hidden fees. I make sure there are no hidden fees. So if we put $5,000 in a bucket of money, you're going to almost double your money in 12 months. And now you have an income, okay, up to between $809 to $900 a month, 10,000, 50, 25,000. So take a picture, understand this is income, so you can increase income. I've had people lost their job. One lady lost her job. She only had 30,000 left over before she found a job. She did a bucket of 10, created income up to 1,300 a month. Couldn't find a job, did another one. That's 2,600 a month. So it got to the point she started her own business. She became her own employee, and that's what made sense. Again, That's where we can turn around and almost double our money. And that's one of the parts that I did for my credit to stay good. And I called it cash flow free or part-time. Division process. Keep in mind, everyone should have a matrix. Even if these are just locations of a donut store, laundromat, dry cleaner, storage unit, or apartment complex. Everything should be a bucket of money, and we should turn it all into buckets of money. The goal is we're fighting to get income, because when we have an oh shit day, we want the bills to still be paid. That's where that 41 divisions and 98 came about. It's like the auto income, we still have to focus 10, 50, 100,000. We focus on the ones that I like. Maybe you like something else, it's up to you. But again, we can do these things for you as well, that's 70%. Because when we get this apartment complex, I want to win, but I'm not done. If I can suck out equity to do a deed or just some of the rents, and I can basically take that and turn it into a mortgage, and I can turn it into more notes, I'm going to do that. It's like locations. Companies are charging 100,000 for location fees and want 10%. All right, I charge 25,000, give you 3 options. If you're in a coaching program, I charge you 5,000. And then from here, you fight for your keys. If you want me to do all the work, I'll do that as well. It got to the point, there's no angle you can't hit that I won't work for you and get you where you need to go. If we take a division, all right, you're going to own 4, unit number 4. I'm going to have 4A. That means now we're partners. Going to build all the credit. We're going to get 75% to you. 25% goes to one of my companies. Why? Because I've done that since 98. Excuse me, 87 actually. And what happens is since 87, I made millionaires and billionaires. We can buy each other out, or we can stay doing it from there. You ever want to be bought out? I'll buy you out because I'm keeping it forever. I like collecting things. I don't like selling things. I like leveraging things. Okay, I have a house that I bought when I was 15, Mesa Woods. Bought it for 43,000. It's worth 2.6 million now. It's ridiculous. So that's where we look at the 18 divisions. We look at the 36 or the 72. That's foundation structure. And we have to look at, okay, do we want that 16 million? Do we want it to be added to our bank accounts? The answer would be yes. So it's like who says, I want 250,000. You got Chase Bank and you have basically American Express. They have what's called a blueprint loan. Chase calls it different. American Express calls it blueprint. One of the people there said they named it after me years ago. Who knows? All I know is 250. All right, that makes sense. I was doing a resolution for it. It stopped working. So now basically what we do, the goal is use my bank account. Now I found 3 ways to do this, and the last way is the best way. So when I use my bank account, I get you a card. That card gets basically, I take a division of you, your company, and add it to my account. I take that card, I exercise it, I make the payment through it. And what that does is it makes them use my bank account. And I have many accounts that show over 100,000 a month. Okay, but I charge $5,000 to use my account. Within 90 days, you got 250,000 of credit, but then I want you to pay the 10% on the back end. So if we did this correctly, you can get 250. But remember, it's a blueprint. So that means they don't charge you for it till you transfer into your account. That's the goal, to get the big apartment complex maybe, or the big storage unit, not just a little one. But it's up to you. In other words, I have a solution for every way we do this. The division way works, but I'd rather just basically take a division of your company, use your card, and get them to just verify the account. It's been the fastest way we found how to do this. The goal is always use one of my accounts that shows the in and out of 100,000 a month. But again, I charge $5,000 to use my account as a reference. I control it, get you the line of credit, and now it's yours on your tax ID. And then you pay your balance of that, 10% on the back end. But again, if we took that 250, hell, we could actually just turn it into friggin' loans. That's 55,000 a month. Now, the way to look at the blueprint for like American Express, you take the Platinum Card Business and you click it. It shows the blueprint loan. That's their gateway. I'd always tell you, don't do that until you have the 100,000 come in and out. I've watched them lock people out of reapplying 6 months or a year later. But if we did it my way, in that division and your card and your company, next thing is, why don't we clone it? That division just got the 250. All right, to your corporation, why don't you go and daisy chain the heck out of it? That'd be about $2.5 million. Okay, it's pretty quick. And each entity there could have what? An apartment complex, storage unit, whatever you want it to do. It's up to you. See, at the end of the day, you're going to have to do self-analyzation. Maybe you have a C Corp and LLC. I like them to be S, converted under the 1244. No tax to do till we're profitable up to 3 to 5 million. House payment offset your taxes. I just want you to break even when you get to 5 million. So again, C or LLC can become S. That's the IRS rules, 1244. We're going to use their rules. So we can file the tax return all together with the corp and almost not pay any tax at all. That is the ultimate goal. Getting to the profit zone. All right, we've got to realize corp and divisions and auto income. Nevada, you don't want Nevada unless you live in Nevada until you get to profit zone. Okay, I can tell you as our largest registered agent in the world in 2009, literally, all right, and I've sold more in Nevada, of course, than anybody on this planet to this day. You don't use Nevada until you get to profit zone or unless you live in Nevada. You don't want to circumvent your own state. Nevada is the tax-free state. And that's how you connect the dots. Nevada's going to own all the assets and all the money. And that's how you become the bank. We use the Millionaire maker. We take and we leverage money. All right, reference of 3 times 5. What does it do? Creates a bucket of money. And we do to discount basically the credit back and forth under the, the corporate umbrella. So again, the goal is ongoing. You're not trying to do something for now in 6 months to a year. You want to change it to a lifetime. And that's the goal. It's like the corporations and businesses, banks have CDs for businesses. Heck, Chase has one for 31 days. So our goal is, how do we leverage money? We reference the 225. They give us $1 million line of credit. We don't spend our money. We're learning to leverage the money off the equities. And the goal is getting to that $1 million. Will you do what you're asked to do? So we could take literally $1,000 to $75,000 and reference into $1 million. But what is our ultimate goal at the end of the day? Borrow money is not taxable. If we take that borrow money and buy the lifetime income, that's real estate and franchise. That's the lifetime income. And that's what your goal should be, creating 10, 50, 100,000 a month, becoming the bank. It's like anything else. We look at the banks, the grocery stores, the cities, we look at Geico, and all of them stay in business when they file bankruptcies. You and me, if we file bankruptcy, we bring the pain home. We don't have to do that. We can stop bringing the pain home, be a certified CFO, and reprogram brain to millionaire status. And we have to look behind the curtain and dissect it. I'm sorry, we're always going to have an oh shit day. It happens to all of us. No matter how much money you have, there's always some turd trying to knock you down. So I'm always going to say we do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. I'm a sinner. I just tell it like it is. And I didn't plan on being a pastor, but I did. Got a PhD in that as well. But the reality is, I'm just doing my best. Why God does the rest. Amen to that too. So you can call the office 800-254-9506 tomorrow. Talk to a specialist. I have some tonight. You can sell now. The ultimate goal. All I know at the end of the day is pretty simple. All right, as we're trying to get the American dream. Okay, let's see. I gotta take a picture. There's some questions here. All right, let's see. All right, I have an address. American Express will go. All right, the address complete. American Express requirements DMV. All right, from there. All right, well, I'll have Santos reach out to you tomorrow and all those things you're going over to. No problem. Just remember, at the end of the day, it's simple. God loves us all.